Hello friends and welcome back to another video. So guys, a lot of you have been asking about camera samples and some look at what that is like on the LG V20. And so what I wanted to do is I actually went over this already in the LG V20 in real life review. But I wanted to kind of make this a separate video so that way you guys can just quickly access this footage and some of these things. So I'd love to roll some of that clips from that video. So if you've already watched the LG V20 in real life review, don't worry about watching this video. It'll be a lot of the same stuff. But if you haven't, enjoy. Here's a shot of the wide angle lens, just taking it out in selfie mode. And this looks great. It picks up great colors. Like I said before, doesn't have the same aperture. It's a little higher and it's less megapixels, but I think it looks absolutely great and had no issues here. You'll notice a little distortions on the edges. You definitely notice the distortion between these two. So here's a picture with the wide angle lens and look at that barrel effect on the edges here. And then here's the normal shooter there, and that's just a little more cleaner, obviously more zoomed in with that too. So I want to show you a couple instances now of the manual modes versus auto modes, and it's night and day in a lot of these shots. So here's a shot of some of my desk friends, Samus and Link, in auto mode. As you can see, it's kind of washed out and the colors are off, and it just overall the white balance is not good. But then when I was able to jump over here and use it in manual mode, man, the colors pop more, the focus is more in depth, the lighting looks better, the ISO was in a better shape. So I'm no camera expert, but a quick couple toggles with things and you can really get the image looking so much better. Here's an example from the wide angle lens here. As you can see, it looks okay. The focus is a little bit off on some of this and the colors are just a little off. And then when you switch over to the manual mode, colors look better, the focus looks better, it's sharper. Overall, it's a very noticeable difference. This camera really does reward you for going into the manual modes. Something about their image processing auto is just okay, but it's so much better when you take a chance to really work with it. Here's an auto image of Squirtle and Majora's Mask. It looks decent and the colors look okay, but when you switch over and look at the manual mode, focused in on Majora's Mask, you get that depth of field in the background. You can see Squirtle's kind of blurred out, and then you can change and rack the focus. So now that Squirtle's in focus and Majora's Mask, Link, is pushed out of the picture a little bit. So this, the colors look better, the sharpness is there, and the focusing is just so much better. And lastly, I just wanted to show a little bit of low light. So I closed all the blinds in the bedroom and kind of darkened it out so as much as I could. Here's an auto of Samus and with this lamp here. So the colors are off and it's a little blurred, the focus is a little off. So this was holding it completely steady and trying to get a good shot with auto. And then here, let me show you the manual of this. And look how much different it is. So the colors are a lot better. It's gonna be a sharper focus. You're able to pull it really tight in and get a better focus. Just overall, I'm absolutely loving this manual mode. And if you have just any bit of knowledge of camera and be able to learn just a little bit, you can really play with it. One of the things I really love is with this shot, I was able to change the shutter speed and change the ISO to get it so that it's I can hold it a little longer and get a little sharpness in there with the shutter speed, let more light in. So I love being able to adjust the shutter speed, the white balance, which is noticeably different between the auto and the manuals, and pulling the focus and getting it really sharp and getting on the shot you really want makes all the difference in some of these. Tell me down below if maybe you liked some of the auto pictures better. Tell me down below what you think, if there's a big difference between the two. I'm noticing a quite noticeable difference in white balance, in focus, and sharpness, and just overall look of these shots when you go with the manual mode. That'll do it, my friends. That was just a quick look at some of the camera samples, that auto mode versus the manual mode, which just the shots on the manual mode just come out just so much better. Not to say that the auto mode just isn't some good shots to begin with, but you really, if you have some time and can get it, you can get some incredible shots out of the LG V20 in the manual mode. Guys, thank you so much for all the love and support recently with your likes and your comments. That is huge. If you haven't already, please subscribe. That really helps out the channel. And if you haven't seen some of my other LG V20 footage, you can check out over here some of my comprehensive review, the real life, and maybe a comparison to the Pixel, the Google Pixel. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, keep it classy. Subscribe!